Hello everyone, and this is Roisin Grant, and I'm the principal here in Scoil Mhuire, and it's a great privilege to be talking to you virtually. I'm really sorry that we didn't get to see our first years or incoming first years on an open day this year. We both schools had it all planned, and then just with the rising COVID numbers recently, we just think it wouldn't be wise. So we're back to a virtual tour like we had last year. And I remember that if you come down the second corridor on this, it's a 3D tour, and I'm the second stop. If you come in the front door, you see the head boy and head girl, and then I'm sort of the second stop, and mine is just a little introduction to what our school has to offer. You'll see little tags on the virtual tour, and every time you push a little tag, you'll be linked in then to a video and students or teachers talking about what's on offer. So boys and girls, and parents and guardians, what does Scoil Mhuire have to offer, and how can we show you this now through a 3D tour? Well, first of all, the most important thing we offer is a holistic education that is balanced, and our whole idea and our whole role in the school is to develop individuals that are well balanced and rounded and good citizens. That's our role in the school. Education is so important, but part of that education is the development of the whole child. We're also a role now. It's becoming more demanding in all schools with the ever-growing diverse, the diverse society and changing society. So there's different types of schools, and we are a Kesh school. And you'll see here we have a mantra, and in this Kesh mantra we live by different values. And there are 5 values. The first one is to promote the spiritual and human development of each person that comes in the door. The second is to achieve high excellence and quality in teaching and learning. The next one is to show respect for every person in the school community. Then we create a community in the class, we create a community in the year group, and we create a community across the school. So we're known as the Scoil Mhuire community. And finally then, we are just and responsible. We're to act just and responsible and show responsibility, and we have to teach that to our students as well. So that's our Kesh mantra, and that's our value system. Boys and girls and parents and guardians, we know that the 250 students that are coming in to looking at this virtual tour today will have different range of abilities, you'll have different talents, and you'll have different interests, and we're aware of that. So our role is to encourage you, whatever your ability is, whatever your talents are, whatever your interests are, our role is to encourage you to be the best that you can be. That's as much as we can do. We have a motto in the school, and the motto is very simply to all the boys and girls and students to do your best, no more and no less. And if you can do that and follow that motto of do your best, no more, no less, then you are a true Scoil Mhuire student. We do it also we work in a very positive and an inclusive environment. It's all done in a very positive and inclusive environment. Like we're a big enough school, we are a big enough school, and we're growing all the time. But at the same time, when the student coming in first year still has just to do the 12 subjects, and they meet their 12 teachers, and they have their wellbeing teacher, and they have the year ahead. So in some senses we're big, in other senses we're very small. So how do we go, for everybody looking on out there, how do we go about developing this rounded person, this holistic education? I have to say, for the first and the most important thing in our school is our staff. We have a very hard-working, talented, creative and enthusiastic staff. They go way above and beyond the call of duty. I could not be prouder of our staff in the school. And that lends back to one of our values, quality in teaching and learning. Because our teachers are so knowledgeable in their subject area, because they are so enthusiastic, because they are so creative and because they love the school. Because of all that, we have high standards in teaching and learning. How do we know this? We know it from feedback from our students, we know it from feedback from the parents and guardians, we know it from our results, and we know it from all the inspection reports that have taken place. And I suppose there's safety in knowing that we're achieving, we're a school and about developing a whole person, but at the same time we have quality in teaching and learning, and that is so important because that is one of our values that we live by in Scoil Mhuire. And any teacher in here will say that we are all the time, teachers, management, all the time doing continuous professional development. So in our school, every day is a school day for both the students and the teachers and for management. Another way that we have this inclusive school environment and developing the holistic aspect of our students is we have an excellent Additional Educational Needs Department. And Additional Educational Needs is a term that describes those with learning difficulties, social difficulties, behavioural difficulties, and those who are also gifted and talented. And it's very important that you push the tab for the AEN and listen to Miss Laura Corbett's talk there about what we offer in that Additional Educational Needs Department. We have a great variety. In fact, we have every variety and programme that's on offer in the Irish curriculum. We have our Junior Cert, we have our Leaving Cert, we have our Leaving Cert Applied, which is for students that, like a more vocational approach to Leaving Cert. We have our Leaving Cert Vocational Programme, which is part of the ordinary Leaving Cert, the standard Leaving Cert. And then we have the JCSP, which is a programme for students that might not enjoy school so much. So we give them an added, and we give them extra in the Junior Cert. All students will do the Junior Certificate, but those that are doing JCSP will do a little extra and get guided through and help just with their studies at Junior Cert level. Mr. Davis is going to do the presentation, so listen to Mr. Davis about the subjects. All I'll say about the subject choice is we have a great variety of subject choice. We have every subject that is an offer in the curriculum except for about Hebrew studies and Latin, etc. Everything else that is new, that is in demand in this area, is an offer in Scoil Mhuire. So in first year you'll have 7 core subjects, and then you're going to have 11 optional subjects, and you'll choose 3. And Mr. Davis's little presentation will be very important. And why do we have so many subjects, and we have them at Leaving Cert as well? Because I know as a previous guidance counsellor, that the more subjects you have on offer, the more subjects students can choose from. And the more subjects that students can choose from, the better they make succeed at them, because then they enjoy them. And then that increases your points, and you're more likely to do better in them. So that's why we have so many subjects on offer. What else makes our school a very all-rounded and balanced place is our excellent pastoral care system. And it's here, and it was here when I was at school, and it's still here today. Boys and girls, as well as you'll all be in a base class. And in your base classes, so like this year, for example, we have 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, 6 classes. And in each base class, you're in with at least 2 or 3 of your friends from primary school. Or maybe from another, maybe you have a cousin and you might put their name down. So you're with 2 or 3 at least of your friends. But as well as that, you have a wellbeing teacher that you're going to see 4 or 5 days a week. That wellbeing teacher will have you for wellbeing and also for social personal health education. Then you'll have a year head, and the year head that you'll have will be Miss Martina McBride, who is also our homeschool liaison. And why do we do that? We've changed that procedure last year because Miss McBride will have a great link with parents, and then Miss McBride will get to know the students in first year, and we find it's a great way to get to know the students and for the parents to get to know the school as well through Miss McBride, who is our homeschool liaison officer. So we have an excellent student support team here in Scoil Mhuire, and the student support team is comprised of myself, Mr. Davis, the Deputy Principal, Miss Lorna Barron, our second Deputy Principal. We have the 2 guidance counsellors, Miss Orla McCafferty and Miss Aoife Dillon. And then we have the head of the AEN department, which is Miss Laura Corbett. And then we also have Miss Martina McBride. And we meet each week to talk with the different students that may need student support in the school. And then we can divvy that support out, let it be learning support, let it be emotional support, let it be behavioural support, let it be counselling, etc, etc. Scoil Mhuire also we have our own canteen, so that means we can make our own food and choose our menu, etc, etc. So we have break time and lunch time, we have our soup and sandwiches, we have our baps, we have our hot dinners and meals, etc. And then we also have, very uniquely in Scoil Mhuire, our own library and our own librarian. And Vicky is our librarian, and she's a great asset to the school, and the library is a great asset to the school. Because whether you like reading or not, or don't like reading, it's really important that for all your other subjects that you do a little bit of reading and that you have a good reading age, because it helps every other subject in the school. So in first year and second year we have a reading programme, a specialised reading programme, and as well as that we have a book club for juniors and a book club for seniors. And those boys and girls come over and tell Vicky what books they're reading, and would you get this book, would you order this book, we order the books, and then they're reading then and bring the books home and return the books when they've read them and start another one. And we also have a creative writing club that happens over in the library. And some students just love the library as a wee escape, at break time and lunchtime. Our school would have had great success down through the years at Enterprise. We realise that every student is not a totally academic student, but some students have great business acumen. And we would have been rated number 3 in the country 2 years ago by NUIG Galway, as we had done so well in enterprise competitions over the past 20 years. So I suppose we pride ourselves on that accolade, and if you're into enterprise, then that's something that you can avail of here. Speaking about schools and schools going digital, I would say the only benefit of COVID we could say in Scoil Mhuire is that we are so well adapted now to that digital world. We are a Google Classroom school, and we're a Chromebook school. We have 2 multimedia rooms. We have 7 trolleys full of Chromebooks that wheel about to different classrooms. We have 82 transitioners with their own Chromebook, and we have 30 LCA students with their own Chromebook. And then what happens then is when we want to do different work digitally, so we also at times use the phones in class, because that can be used also, but we're just moving digitally with the times. And now, if God forbid, if there is ever a lockdown again, our students and our teachers can both work digitally from home. What makes us also very diverse in Scoil Mhuire is that we have a number of special classes. So we have some classes that have students with ASD or with autism, and they might make reference or contact with the ASD suite. We have other students with moderate or severe and profound disability. One of the greatest accolades that Scoil Mhuire always gets from every visitor that comes into the school, let it be from CEST, let it be from the inspectorate, let it even be parents, is our vast range of extra and co-curricular activities. And we'll start with sport, because we've just had such great, success in sport down through the years. And in team sports, we have the boys and girls soccer, the boys and girls Gaelic, the boys hurling, the girls camogie, we have athletics, we have girls active, that's only for the girls. We have basketball this year, boys and girls started up again. We're just starting out an equestrian club, so we're through the student voice, student council. We had a request because we have a number of students with horses, and they're looking to set up a local equestrian club for Scoil Mhuire, and then they're going to take part in different equestrian activities. And we have an emerging talent programme, which is part of the PE programme. So we have Mr. Kevin Campbell in PE, we have Miss Kenesha McKinney, and we have Mr. Ryan Doherty. So, and those 3 PE teachers operate this emerging talent programme, where students that are on our teams, in other words, that are very talented sports people, and then we link in with those students to see, to try and get the balance of study and sport right. So that has worked, and they have a special programme that they work on there for the Emerging Talent programme. They do all then lots of different activities in the PE programme. So we have PE at Junior Cert, and we also now have PE as a Leaving Cert exam subject. We have, unique to Scoil Mhuire, we have the sailing programme. So we're so lucky to have a qualified sailing instructor on our staff, and we have the sailing programme, and students do accredited sailing courses in Scoil Mhuire as they go through the school. So I think the next school that has it, post-primary school, is in Galway. So that's something very unique to us. We have, of course, the tug of war, all the TY activities then, and all that. And then we've got like students at the moment on international teams. So you'll probably know Emma Doherty and Jodie and Kerry Lockley, and you'll probably know Luke O'Donnell. And those 4 are currently on Ireland teams. We have Caitlin Doherty from the town here, and Caitlin now is on the Ulster All-Stars competition as well. So she's going to be obviously get her Ulster All-Star in the very near future. If it's not sport you're interested, maybe you're interested in science. About 3 years ago, we started the BTYS, which is the biggest science competition in the country. And in the first year we won 1 little rosette. The second year we won 2 little rosettes. And then last year they came back with a winning medal from Dublin on this a group senior project on ecological studies. So we have BTYS. We also have then SciFest. A number of students, over 100 students, took part in SciFest from Scoil Mhuire last year. And linked to that then is the John Hooper competition, and we also have winners there. So if your interest is maths and science, then you join the SciFest club, enter that John Hooper competition, and obviously the BTYS. I mentioned the enterprise, so I mentioned the Nifty company. We have lots of computing and coding competitions. We have our beautiful choir, and Miss Ward is a choir mistress, and she's also a music teacher. And we have our musicals every second year. Now we didn't have it last year because of the COVID, and we don't know what's happening this year. We'll try to see if we can have it. And then we have clubs then, we have games club, this is at lunchtime and after school. Games clubs, we have the dance club, we have the beauty club, we have the SciFest club, we have the animation club, we have the coding club, we have the book club, and then at different times we have climates, so green schools, student council, all of those as well to get involved in. So the whole idea of that variety, that extracurricular and co-curricular, the whole idea of that variety is that we're trying to facilitate and get the interest of a range of your abilities and interests. It's back to that again. We're trying to facilitate what you're interested in. And then that in turn leads to good well-being for our students. And this well-being word is bandied about all the time, but well-being just means being resilient and doing your very best. And we'll all have up days, we'll all have down days, but as long as we can manage fairly well in life, then that's good well-being. So, how are you going to make the transition from primary to post-primary? Make sure to watch Homeschool Liaison, Miss Nathalie Bryant. She's got a great little presentation there on not to worry about the transition from primary to post-primary. I mentioned all the things, she'll tell you all the things that we're going to put on extra so that you'll settle into Scoil Mhuire. I know that TY is a long way down the road. You do your juniors at first, and then. But I'll honestly say this: if I was a parent thinking of changing my school for my child, I would be thinking of Scoil Mhuire for one reason, in that our TY program is actually magnificent. Every year it transforms students in our school, and I couldn't thank Miss McGonagall well enough, because it's just a great program, and definitely students that do the TY program remember it forevermore. We also have then our Leaving Cert. We have new subjects, so we're all the time evolving. So I mentioned PE. We also brought in technology last year. We have brought in computer science. That'll be happening now this year. And we also have religious education. So whatever there's a demand for from students, so we have every subject now on offer at Leaving Cert as well. And remember, that's what I say: if you choose subjects that you like, and the more subjects you have, the more chance you have of liking them, and then you'll do better in your exams, get better points, and better career opportunities. Finally, in regards to the development of Scoil Mhuire, we have a big level of extension coming, and it's just gone to planning as I speak. And then we're doing 3 classrooms upstairs in the convent and a couple of offices as we speak, and they'll be ready now after Christmas. I suppose the motto is we're all the time developing in the school. We're all the time, this is all about the students in the school, and we keep all the work that we do, our teachers, our staff, our management, is all about the students. And I suppose the student voice is so important in the school nowadays. So what am I going to invite you to do now, boys and girls, and parents, guardians? Watch this virtual tour and click those wee tabs and take your time and do it over maybe 2 or 3 nights. There'll be another little video put up then with 11 different subjects. So if you're thinking then, I'll be choosing subjects. Look at that. There's another little video for that. There's going to be a video then. Mr. Balling's going to do a fantastic video on how to capture the atmosphere of Scoil Mhuire. It's really hard to capture an atmosphere of school if you can't get in, but we're going to do our very best to capture that through a video. And you watch that little video there, that'll be excellent. Listen to our students. Our students are on talking, some of our first year students, head boy, head girl, deputy head boy, deputy head girl, to talk about the school and why they like it, or why, what's good or not about it. Look at the web page, our Scoil Mhuire Facebook page and our Scoil Mhuire page. Talk to the first year students, or indeed any of the students in the school. Talk to the parents. Call us, if there's anything that you don't understand or anything that you want to clarify, just lift the phone, and we're 07493 61065 and ask for guidance or ask for clarification. We have a parents counsellor, Miss Adele Noonan is very willing to talk to any of the parents, so her contact detail is on our website. And then Molly O'Connor is our student council leader, and Molly says she'd be very willing also. She's also a deputy head girl, and she'd be also very willing to talk to anybody in relation to the school. So listen, this is the end of my introduction, a wee bit long maybe, but I just want you to enjoy this tour. I want you to wish you good luck with whatever choice you make, and good luck to whichever school that you go to, and I suppose stay safe and have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Okay, thank you all so much.